So, thinking and talking about the why, we are doing the first exercises. A lot of people ask in the beginning, especially riders, why am I getting on the ground and making my horse do these patterns? And in the beginning, of course, when you're used to sitting on and you're thinking, I just want to get on and ride and I want to be with my horse so I can get on and we can ride together, it sometimes seems a little bit going down the wrong path to start with a little bit the groundwork. But of course, the most important thing to have a good ride is to have good communication and understanding about what you're asking when you're in the saddle. And the best way to do that is to explain it on the ground. Why I like to start on the ground is because from the beginning I can see all of him. The horse is learning through body language. I can see all Sophia of her, and the horse can see all of me. When you're sitting in the saddle, of course, you only have your aids, leg aid, seat, rein aid, voice aid, from a position where you can't project energy. They can't feel the projection of energy to move away, the draw, the rest, the starting up of something. And so from the beginning you are able to create a language that is much more open and clear, so that then you can bring it to the saddle where it has to be more refined and subtle. So the first patterns in the beginning, we are moving the feet all separately, turning the hind legs. The end result should be that we're able to connect our inside leg to the inside hind, forwards and sideways. We're able to connect the rein backwards and sideways with the front leg. So from that beginning part, we have the mobility. We can move forward, back, left and right. The other benefits of it is you are creating a pattern of lateral bending and lateral suppleness in the horse. When the horse is able to bend laterally through the body, he physically gets relaxed, so mentally he becomes more relaxed. When you're able to explain the meaning of each of the aids, being able to explain the when, how and why the horse should move from the leg, you are eliminating horses that are becoming dead on the leg. You're eliminating horses that become very sensitive on the leg and you have to ride them with the legs, hover legs, not touching them. When you're teaching your horses to be able to go backwards and sideways from the rein, you are teaching the horse the right order in which he has to move his body to be able to go backwards without resistance first in his body and of course without resistance on the aids. The other benefit, of course, is giving the horse a really good understanding of where his body is, body awareness. How do I move my body from A to B in the right order to give me really good stability and balance? The horse is becoming physically confident, so the mindset of the horse also becomes confident. So the horses that are becoming sharp when they move, horses that get tight and then move, the pattern in their body, the order in which they move is in the wrong order. They're not relaxing and moving, but they're becoming tight and moving. And of course, through this pattern in the beginning, you are setting the right pattern and the right posture and the right shape for that particular horse, with this skeleton, with this conformation, and that the horse learns to move in the right way for his individual body. So of course naturally the way a person, however a person walks is who he is. If you have a horse that comes in and the natural pattern in the body is to be up with the neck and really walking forwards, and this is creating high energy all the time, the natural compass in the horse is always pointing north. This pattern in the beginning, your first pattern, is able to be the reset button for that, so that your horse is not overly thinking upwards in the posture, being very alert, being over-sensitive to the environment or over-alert. If you have a horse that is very low in energy and they're not sure how to get from A to B with some kind of athleticism and grace, the pattern is also there to be able to teach your horse how to better handle his body, how to get some kind of pattern in them that makes them feel better about the work. And of course the other important thing about the pattern in the beginning is it's your foundation of meaning of each of your aids, and it becomes a tool that you can take with you. So with you into the next exercise, so it becomes the building blocks to be able to turn with more impulsion. It's the building blocks to be able to control them in the saddle when you start to navigate your way through difficult obstacles. It's your map to be able to do the next step and the next step. It's also the tool that's able to reset your horse. It's like your safety security blanket, your pilot check when you go to a new environment the first time. When you're in the forest and the horse starts to lose control of his physical state, this is the pattern that brings you back into control. This is the pattern that brings the horse back into control, that he's able then to get control of his physical self again through doing something that's familiar and through doing something that's given him the relaxed feeling before, the feeling of control, the feeling of understanding his own body and being in control of his own world. So you'll see, before we start any of the exercises in the modules, also thinking of course about who your horse is, what type of horse you have, we first need to set the very basic ground rules of relieving your horse of all the other jobs that he may be thinking of. So when you're starting to the exercises, he might be in an old pattern, he might be used to him being the leader or you being the leader. And so from the beginning we really start by taking away all the other jobs by giving him one job. So your very first task is to explain to the horse what the distance should be between you and him. So we begin really teaching the horses from a rookie position to focus on the distance between you and the horse, and that we really learn from the beginning how to teach the horse to find a position of comfort. So you'll notice in the first video we're not telling the horses where to be. My focus is really on just telling the horses where not to be, so that you gain worth from the beginning. Your horse starts out before you do the exercise really thinking, oh, my handler, my owner here really is giving me sound advice that's going to make me feel good. So you're setting the mindset in a positive direction so that you can start the lesson with focus, with motivation, with intent, with positive, the horse positively wanting to learn from you. So this is very important. My focus is not telling the horse where to be, tell him where not to be. He thinks he's getting sound advice from you, that he thinks, oh, I should put myself in this position. Ah, thanks for that piece of advice. I now feel rest and I feel better in my posture and I feel ready to learn. So this is the startup. This is before you turn the key and take the engine. This is opening the door, getting in, putting your seatbelt on, feeling ready, checking your mirrors, check your indicators, and we're ready to drive.